Welcome to John Eats Cheap. We're doing another regional one today. Look at this, the Maine Writers Cookbook. These are all writers from Maine. So Maine recipes, right? Mrs. Cheap's favorite author, Stephen King, probably, one of the most famous authors in the world, of course, from Maine. Mrs. Cheap's even been to his house. Yeah, there she is. Isn't it spooky? Spooky fences? Well, Stephen King offered up a recipe in this cookbook. Now I'm going to see how old this cookbook is. I'm thinking it's from the 80s. Let's see. 1998. Okay, well, on page 57, Stephen King's recipe for Ghoul-ash, because it's scary. Yeah, a special Halloween episode here of John Eats Cheap. And it's pretty simple, although this was made long enough. This is over 20, 25 years ago, probably 30 years ago, he came up with the recipe. It calls for 2 cans of Franco-American spaghetti without meatballs. I went to 5 different grocery stores. I don't think they make Franco-American spaghetti anymore. And so I went with the, Spaghettios. I couldn't find spaghetti without meatballs, so we had to go with the Spaghettios. But 2 cans of Spaghettios and a pound of what he calls greasy, cheap hamburger. The greasier, the better. I found 73% lean, which takes me back to my childhood days. That's what we always used to have. So I could only get it in a 5-pound tube though, so I'm gonna make some greasy chili with it the rest of the weekend and then freeze the rest. So all we do is brown up the greasy hamburger. You keep the grease in it, then stir in the Spaghettios till it's heated up, and that's your goulash. So I'm gonna cut off a pound of beef and then get things cooking. Man, I'm a little over ½ an ounce off on my guesstimate. I guess let me get a little more here. There, that should do it. There we go. That should be a pound. Oh no, still a half. I'm gonna get this right. I don't want to mess up Mr. King's recipe. Okay? It's gonna be perfect. And that is some fatty burger. Look at that. Oh, come on. Hey! So that 73% lean ground beef is, look at how greasy that is. And Mr. King specifies, do not drain the grease off. The more grease, the better. And this was a recipe he said he used to make for his kids loved it. He and his kids loved it, but they could only have it when his wife was gone, because she didn't like it. When Cheap Jr. and I, when he was just a little kid, we loved chili dogs. Mrs. Cheap hadn't wisened up yet. She didn't like chili dogs. So whenever Mrs. Cheap was gone, it was hot dogs or chili dogs for the cheap boys. All right, the beef is ground up and there's lots of grease in there for flavor, but we don't drain it. I think we're ready to add our Spaghettios. 2 cans. And I was never a fan of this stuff when I was a kid. My little sister would eat it all the time, and I would sometimes steal a meatball or 2, or remember the ones with Franks? I haven't seen those in the store either. I just don't make the same stuff. Maybe that'll be a future. We'll just get some real cheap hot dogs and cut them up and make some Franks with Spaghettios. I do remember this, the taste of this sauce though, boy.
Maybe have that when it's a cheap boys night.
The hot dog one?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cheap Jr. would probably love it. You know what? He wasn't a Spaghettios kid though. He was boxed mac and cheese.
And Lunchables.
Oh yeah, and Lunchables. All right. We just need to stir this up till it's heated through. Grease and that sauce mixed together. Oh, we got to get some bread ready too, because he says you eat it with buttered Wonder Bread. Now I don't have Wonder Bread, but we have some sandwich bread, so I got to get that ready. There it is for Halloween, Stephen King's Ghoul-ash. Now, Mrs. Cheap, you even said it smells pretty good, right?
I'm hungry too. It might be my low blood sugar.
Probably. Okay. There it is. I'm going to give it a try first. It actually looks pretty decent. Salt and pepper, maybe a little Parmesan, but this is good. You're going to like this, Mrs. Cheap. Now I got to try it with a piece of Buttered bread. Oh, I remember how growing up, you always had bread and butter on the table. You do a little of that with it, right? I still always do that with beef stew. This is a hit. I award Stephen King the Beard Award, the James Beard Award, if that's what it's called, right? The Good Chef Award. This is good, it's cheap, it's easy. Happy Halloween from Johnny's Cheap. Subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Click the bell so that you can get notifications when we have new videos. We do them all the time. And any suggestions, anything you want me to try or pass along, send them to me. Thanks for watching. All right, it makes a lot too. We got some leftovers. Mrs. Cheap, thumbs up, you like it?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad, it was very good. It was very good. I hope I did it right. I hope I did Mr. King's recipe proud.